Oh my gosh. So I was brainstorming while doing the dishes, 'cause big on preparedness. In case you don't know, we have a big snowstorm coming on the East Coast. It is Thursday. We are expecting it tomorrow, and they keep bumping the timeline back. So I think I'm going to keep the kids home on Friday and just do an awesome snow brunch. Get out, like, I have frozen things from Audrey's birthday. So I think I'm just going to pull them all out, and we'll play with Olaf and Anna and Elsa and watch Frozen all day. Yay! Don't worry, I've learned to block it out. And I'd love to know how you guys are celebrating the upcoming snow, or if you're missing it, send me pictures of sunshine and margaritas. But what I was brainstorming about was, journaling and kind of looking back, being able to look from your now perspective, on your back perspective, as a encouragement to start journaling now. I've journaled on and off throughout my life, and I'll be really, really good about it, and then I'll stop. Then I'll be really, really good about it, and then I'll stop. And it's not something that you have to do every day, not at all. Sometimes it's just something I like to do when big things happen in my life, whether it's good or bad. And it's my favorite thing is being able to look back. So, like, I wish now that I would journal more in the past so that I had more to look back on and, like, remember and just perceive things differently than I do at this moment. Because, your life perspective changes and shifts, and it's kind of neat to look back and see how you've grown as a person, how you would have handled things 10 years ago is completely different than how you would handle a situation now. Especially if you've gone, through a marriage, gone through a serious relationship, gone through children, gone through a big loss, gone through a big gain. Everything kind of shifts. And it really got me thinking about doing the book of me. And I was thinking about the Bible, and I was like, everyone's going to think this is like terribly sacrilegious, right? But, if I were to do the book of Jessica, the book of me. If I were to do the book of me, I would want it to chart my path from the beginning to where I was kind of wishy-washy, not knowing what was going on, what I was going through, what I wanted, what goals I wanted spiritually or otherwise in my life, to the point where I am now, where I am solidified and I know what I want, and I'm still exploring a million different directions, but there are certain paths that I understand are necessary for me to get to whatever the next step is. And much like that, in the Bible, people have their beginnings. All the saints were once sinners. Yeah. So, for instance, the thing I was thinking of is that, every day we have opportunities, and either we take those opportunities or we don't. And it's all decisions, whether they're very quick, unconscious decisions or very deliberate, conscious decisions. For instance, we could probably make a difference in a life a day if we tried. If you made it a point to try to make a difference in somebody's life every single day, you probably could. Okay, now would it take some effort? Yeah. Would it take some planning? Yes, absolutely. Would it take sacrifice? Yes, it would. Absolutely. It'd be a really cool blog or video thing, Steal my idea, you're welcome to it. So, you would chart how you were doing along that journey. For instance, you could realize after you got home from a long day that you missed several opportunities to make a difference. And maybe you consciously chose not to make a difference in one of those because you were running late, you had things to do, you were tired, you were hungry, whatever. You made the conscious decision to not make a difference in one person's life, okay? But unconsciously, you missed the opportunity to make a difference in two people's lives. So how would that make you feel in your book of me? And how would you move forward from that, right? Because the whole point of the Bible is the metamorphosis of these people from just regular people who aren't paying attention, who are just living life or escaping from life, the alcoholics, all the bad people, to finding their path, accepting their path, and moving forward on their path. And I thought, how cool would that be for all the amazing people that I know to do a book of me and to just publish an anthology of the amazingness of the books of me, right? So for instance, I would ask my teacher from Lilydale, be like, how did you get to this point, you know? Because to me, she's a priestess in her own right. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, she's a spiritualist reverend, but from the perception of a student, she is absolutely a priestess, you know. I'm down with that. And everyone is interested in her story. How did you get from, you know, just a student, you know, in general, and then a teacher of mathematics and science to get to be here in Lilydale? Did you do it on purpose? Was it happenstance? Did you half do it on purpose and half fall into everything? Like, I want to know. I want to know people's stories. I want to know. So I was thinking I might do a book of me, not necessarily of me, but of other people in my life. And I was like, man, I don't know how you even start to do that, because it does seem kind of sacrilegious to me, but I don't know any other way to describe it. So if you were to write the book of you, how would you start? Where would you start? Would you skip to college, and that's really where things started to change and make a difference in your life? Would you start with some people crawling out of an addiction, you know, finding the light at the end of the tunnel, making it through addiction? Would it be with the loss of a loved one? Would it be with discovering that ghosts exist? You had an experience, some kind of experience, any kind of experience, angels, religious, whatever. Where would you start? You know, because obviously we're not done yet. We have our ongoing stories. Where would you start? And what are the major milestones of your path so far? I don't even know. I don't even know that I could pick a few. I could pick a few, but I don't know that I could pick a lot. And then the question goes to, who else would you ask to describe your story? Because obviously not all the stories in the Bible are self-written. A lot of them are written part by the self and then part by, you know, a narrator, a friend that goes along their journey. What friend would you have to fill in the gaps of your journey? You know, someone's different perspective from the outside can completely change the world of you. Whereas I perceive myself as, I don't know, I think we all perceive ourselves differently than other people perceive us. Some days I feel like I really have my crap together and I am on the path to success and following my goals and doing stuff. And then some days I literally end up with a handful of crap and I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing with my life. So, you know, there's that. But someone from the outside, my friends would probably describe me as someone who's, you know, strong and, you know, able to deal with stuff. Whereas I don't necessarily see myself like that all the time, because it is a struggle. Life is a natural struggle. So who would you choose to narrate the middle parts of your journey? Which is very telling about, you know, the amazing people that we keep around us as well. And it'd be fun to hear about their story back about you and what they would tell other people about your journey, you know, whether it's parents, siblings, friends, relatives, you know, having seen you from the beginning to the now, how would they tell your part of the story? I think that's a really cool idea. I think that's awesome. So, I don't know, I may start that project, the book of me. Only you and me. So, if you're interested, you know, I encourage you to start journaling, even if you're at this point where it's the middle of your journey. You know, describe the beginning of your journey. Describe where you want to be at the end of your journey, where you see yourself. You know, write down some goals, because a year from now, you may come back to that and be like, oh man, you know, I really hit those goals, or oh no, you know, I kind of got lost along the way this year. I'd really like to get back on that path again and kind of supercharge you, or just have happy, wonderful reminders. I'm rambling. I love you guys. I think this is a fantastic idea. Join in with me. Heck, I'm going to get a website. I'll make sure nobody else is doing that. Oh man, I didn't even Google, but whatever. We're stealing this idea and running with it. I love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy the snowy weekend. Embrace the snow. I'll talk to you later. Have a great day.